Good day to you. My name is Bobby Bullitt, Saint Germain, and I'm going to sing a song here called Looking at Me, the first time it's sang in public at the Tiny Desk contest. So hope you enjoy it. I may disappear when you're looking at me, looking at me, looking at me. Take a closer look and you will see. A human being. I have feelings too, just like you, just like you, just like you. I can feel the rain and sunshine too, sunshine too, just like you. There must be a place in this big old world, big old world that we can share. Don't want to disappear when you're looking at me, looking at me, looking at me. Ooh. Looking at you. Here I am. Looking at you.
How long you been fishing, Jarrett?
Well, Devin, my whole life.
How are they snapping, boys?
Like always.
They're not.
Could be the bait.
I'll take a beer.
I'll have a brat.
Can you believe it? Fish just ain't biting today.
Oh, boys.
Who's that?
Don't look.
Best day ever.
I love fishing. Oh, yeah. I love fishing. Yeah.
prowess out. Four cocktails and a shot of gin. I'm ready for my evening to begin. My world is spinning and my mouth is dying. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten so high. Couple beers later, and I'm on my feet, running, laughing, screaming in the street. Wake up in the morning and it's unknown how the hell that I got home. This is the way that we waste our life. This is the way that we waste our life. Be trying to help calm and appease us. All they ever recommend is 12 steps and Jesus. I work hard, I've been in love once too. Why can't I be fulfilled? Why can't I shake this case of the blues? Wake up in the morning and it's unknown. Is there any place on earth I can call my home? This is the way that we waste our life. This is the way that we waste our lives. Get a job, get a house, and get married. Get old, get bitter, get cynical, get better. Realize no matter what you do, you can't take any of that stuff with you. This is the way that we waste our life. This is the way that we waste our life.
Woke up this morning, she told me get out quick, but the sleeping's no good on the rumble strip. Left Dallas in Georgia, I left Belize in Maine. 5 in the morning I'll be leaving Miami for Louisiana. In my clouds eating weed, eating broke, eating 91 sea breeze, 2,000 feet uphill, riding the highway down. Tears me up, this rolling cold. Stick green, we'll see where the river turns under the road. And a mean old man in blue gotta scratch the edge. Oh, don't you dare get caught on the dark by that son of a bitch. In the clouds, eating weed, eating rope, eating 91 sea breeze, and 6,000 feet uphill, right on the highway down. She don't take much for old never see that mean old sea breeze smoking on the rocks. Ran this rambling rig down the California coast, but it's down in Death Valley where she did her live in the most. In the clouds, even we road breathing 91 sea breeze, 5,000 feet uphill, riding the highway down. You don't get no warning for that cactus sprint, and the sleeping still no good on the rumbles to heaven. In the clouds, even we meet the road bleeding 91 sea breeze, 12,000 feet uphill, riding the highway down, riding the highway down, riding the highway down. Sea breeze and clouds eating weed, eating roll, beating 91 sea breeze and clouds eating weed, eating roll, beating 91 sea, riding the highway down, riding the highway down, riding the highway down.
Drink it with gin or drink with Dwight. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light. Drink it for peace or drink it to fight. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light. Go to bed at 8 or party all night. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light. Athens Light, Athens Light. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light. Enjoy Athens Light at Pizza on the Farm every Friday and Saturday. Stony Acres Brewing, Athens, Wisconsin. Drink an appropriate amount of Athens Light.
I love it when default is not really default.
I default.
Yeah, default is really nothing.
I default all the time.
Oh, where are we at? Hey, welcome. Welcome to the Midwest Music Hour, a special session tonight live from the Black Sheep Ink Tattoo Parlor and Piercing Room in downtown Minocqua, Wisconsin. I'm your host, Scott Kirby, and joined this evening by proprietor of this fine establishment, Miss Megan Hunt. There she is. Yay! Yeah, we are stoked to be with you tonight, and sorry about the little delay, but hope you were entertained while you were waiting. You know, it's what did we say in the intro? Meg is like
Never on time.
Meg is always late. Yes, she's always late, right?
That's so cool.
No, in a way, you're getting back into music after kind of a hiatus from it in terms of being a focal point of where you focus your creative energies. You've had some things happen in life since you recorded your first album many years ago, right? Yeah, a couple days, just a few moons, few suns.
Many.
And, you know, and so it's really exciting to see you pick up your guitar again and go out in front of people and share your songs and your stories and let them peer into your life in that way. Aside from how they've been doing it in like this tattoo parlor where people come and, get inked and share their stories with you, in a whole other way. I guess part of me thinks that maybe there are a whole lot of songs in that experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you have any yet?
Not yet.
No, you don't have any yet. Okay.
I'm still trying to remember who I was when I wrote them so that I can figure out how to do it as who I am now, I think.
Yeah.
So the shadow work of knowing who you were then and getting it out and getting comfortable with that and sitting with it and saying, okay, that was then and this is now and this is this version of me and what does she have to say? And I know that there's a lot. I never shut up, but as far as the songs go, they'll come, and once they do, it's trusting it and letting it out, I think, is part of the issue.
Yeah.
Trusting yourself.
Yeah. What is that where some things come from for you creatively? External scenarios or things that hit you, impact you from life other than yourself, as well as, your own life experiences?
Absolutely. I think when I started writing, I did it, to be blunt, I was sick of watching a bunch of dudes sing about, hooking up with this chick or, all this bragging rights crap. And I was like, what about us? What about me? The women are living these lives and giving each other nods across the room, like, I see you, but no one's talking about it. So I thought, why not talk about it on a stage? And if it risked making a few people uncomfortable, the better. I wrote songs about my roommate, myself, other people. Some are completely false. And I think for me, even if I write something that's not about anybody or anything that I know, it's something that I need to get out. And if I am not ready to face it or think it through or let it go yet, I can't write about it. And that's pretty much why I stopped writing. I didn't want to know what I had to say anymore.
That's heavy.
Very. It was very heavy. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But I think that singing and picking it up again, it's not so much about what I have to say this time. Because I write all the time and I talk all the time, and this shop is in the public eye all the time. I think this time it's just about how it feels. The release and just to lose yourself and not have to be in this complete, centered core sense of control for myself or a client or my children. I can sing a song to you guys and you don't know if I messed it up or not because I wrote it and you don't know how it goes.
Yeah.
My lines don't have to be perfect. My precision doesn't have to be flawless. It's just, perfectly imperfect as it is, and the feeling of letting it out, I think, is so important. And I've just been gathering all of these stories of my own and other people's and carrying them with me and carrying them with me and carrying them with me. And even if it's the same song over and over, getting it out and sharing it with other people, it then becomes theirs and the next person's and the next person's, and maybe it's part of your story, or it's relatable, or it's not. For the first time, I kind of don't care, which is freeing, for sure.
Has parenthood changed your perspective on any of that?
Oh dear God.
Because I don't. Well, let me ask you this first. Like when you put out your first album, you know, many years ago, were you a parent then?
No.
Okay.
No, I was not. I was just graduated college. I was 21 or 22. So no, I was
wild and free.
fresh off the boat. Right, woo, gonna change the world, but truth mattered. Like let's let it out. No, I was brand new. So I didn't even think I wanted to be a parent. Actually, yeah.
Funny how that happens, right?
I was told I couldn't actually have children. When you go through dark and twisty stuff when you're younger as a female, sometimes things happen and shift and you're told you can't have children. So I was, much to my dismay, I can have children once every 6 years. Not anymore. Shop's closed. But, so I think that it was and I didn't babysit growing up, my goodness. The first time I changed a diaper was the day Noah was born, my oldest son. Yeah. Wow. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
And now I'm changing diapers again. 13 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, getting back to, you know, the notion of perfection in performance and whatnot, how is that a different reality when you're in the studio or when you were in the studio making that album? Were you concerned about perfection or did it still matter to?
I was not concerned about anything but buttons. We shared a studio with Slipknot. I'm originally from Iowa, and I didn't know who the hell they were. Like, they didn't have their masks on. I knew the drum kit was fucking, like, huge. And they let us touch it. And we had no idea we were going to be in different rooms recording the album. And I had wrote most of the songs, all but two. And there was a whole lot of eye contact that would go on. So, like, okay, end this song, or yeah, good job, or this is exciting, or do this more. We couldn't see each other. So it was terrifying but exciting, and we were in way over our heads, and we were just stoked to be doing it, you know? Like, you're 22 years old in a podunk town in Iowa in a recording studio with a major band and touching buttons. Like, it was dope. Yeah. It was super cool. I brought one for you.
Yeah.
It's still in the gel case, man.
Awesome.
It's so
that
cool.
is great. So, but you say we. Were you in there with a band?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had an all-female band.
No way.
I was.
Jeez.
Yeah. I had been in a cover band, and I did not know how to play an instrument. And our bassist quit, and we had like 4 gigs coming up that next week. And the guys looked at me, and they're like, "All right, you're gonna learn." And I was like, "Well, 3 notes in your set, like G, C, and D.
Yeah,
you know, like the roots to that." And I was like, and then that made my hand strength much better. So I finally picked up the guitar, and I took all of the years of angsty poems and put them to music. And the guys didn't want to play them. Go figure, right? Not cool.
Yeah.
So I quit my cover band, and I went shopping around my little college town for women to sing my girl songs. I met a bartender / classically trained violinist / guitarist / I taught how to play the bass, Leah, who is now a teacher in Florida. Another classically trained violinist named Desiree, who played the keys also. A flame red-haired skateboarding hippie girl named Jess. She was the drummer. Yeah.
That's awesome.
It was nuts, and we named it "Where's Richard?" Because there were no dudes. Yep.
Or, you know, the inference there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We made the cover of the campus newspaper, and the headline said, "These chicks have no dick." And yeah. That was before our first show. It was at People's Bar and Grill. It was the best. Like, I don't know how the hell we got. That was our first gig, and it was like the place to play. Like, the Samples played there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful. The guy who owned it actually started the Hinterland Music Festival in Iowa.
No way.
Wow. My roots are like, they spread deep. But that was our first stage. Just stupid. We had no clue what we were doing. But
How
we were
fun.
hot. We
How
were
fun.
hot, and they let us. But I was sitting in my literary study of the Bible class that morning, and I was nervous as hell, but whatever. And all of a sudden, the door opens, and this dildo flies through my classroom, and it lands on my teacher's desk. And the guy goes, "Where's Richard?" And the teacher walks up, and I hadn't seen the paper yet, and she puts it on my desk. She's like, "Good luck tonight." And that was it. And I was like, wow.
Whoa.
I don't know how to feel right now, but she's not mad. So, giant flying dildo and, no dick paper.
That's wild.
Grand entrance for me. I was not worried about anything other than survival, and, yeah, it was cool.
What ultimately was the end of that chapter?
I graduated. We did a little Iowa tour. We were actually accepted to play at Summerfest, but we never made it because we were a bunch of chicks and we were unorganized. Couple small labels approached us, but just wanted me, and I wasn't comfortable with that. So I said no. We played our summer out. I got a burr up my butt and moved to San Francisco. And that was that. But we're all still friends. My drummer just posted the whole album on YouTube. Dear God.
Yeah.
It's
reunion tour.
It's so. It's extraordinary, but it's fucking terrible. It's bad, but it's awesome at the same time. Like, I listened to it, and I'm like, wow, that's I'm not even sure what's happening there, but we were jamming for sure. Yeah.
Something you could do again next weekend.
Oh, totally. Except I would touch the buttons. Yeah, I would take it. I don't even know what I would do.
Way cool.
I'd need a babysitter or two.
Or a few, yeah.
I'd do that. Army. And, someone to run this place too. Yeah.
Yeah, how do you feel about getting into a song?
I feel a little weird.
Feel a little weird about singing for y'all.
I feel a little strange. Yeah.
Is that cool? Or you want to just not for a while?
You can do it. You should tell a story of how I know you. I know you, Mr. Philly.
Where do I begin?
You were playing birthday parties back then.
Birthday parties.
Birthday
That's
parties.
right. Oh, jeez.
Campfire birthdays.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You were my surprise. You were my birthday present. You were my surprise birthday present in a living room not much bigger than this.
They're like, hold your horses, Meg. Look what we got for you.
Out comes sweaty Kirby. Like, just beaming.
I walk into this house and I'm like, I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be here. These people, they don't know me.
Yeah, and you were the up and coming back then, but it was pretty cool. That's the only surprise birthday. That's one of the only birthday parties I've ever had as an adult. You were my gift.
Damn. Yeah, that was like one of the first house shows I ever did too.
Really?
And it was so, you talk about being outside of your comfort zone in some ways. When you used to plug it in and singing on a microphone and in a noisy bar, and then all of a sudden here you're at a home and there's like everybody's just staring at you and you're just like, is this okay? And I don't want to suck.
And they invite you there, but you still feel like you're intruding. You're like, I'm sorry.
Even though people are very kind.
Yeah.
It's still just one of those things.
Yeah. I felt it's funny when I look back now. I'm like, that was my 30th birthday party. Yeah. I'm 45. We're old, man.
What was I, 20?
I don't know. You have to out yourself. Man, I was still older than you back then. Jesus Christ. No wonder you're like, now you're a dad.
Now I'm a dad.
And you're doing all this. Who would have thought?
This is what we're doing.
From the living room to this.
Campfires in the living room.
Campfires to
tattoo parlors.
Tattoo parlors. I think that's not a bad journey.
Yeah. That's a perfect lead into a song.
Fine. Take me up where I can't breathe. Pull me apart and please just set me free. There is no time, it'll stand still. Well, you can't have me at your will. So just lay me down. I think I'll spin you right around. I'm a girl that wants so much more than to be adored. Try to knock that over. Well, I'm the one that they stop and they stare. Tag me with your sign, it says beware. I'm the bitch of mystery and of myth, but I'm still the one you wanna be with. Just lay me down. I think I'll spin you right around. I'm a girl that wants so much more than to be adored. You're touching buttons. Well, I live my life every day by day by day by day by day. I got no time to just stop and pray. My mother said, Megan, you'll have days like this, where your boundaries fall and baby girl, your landscape's gonna shift. So just lay me down. I think I'll spin you right around. I'm a girl that wants so much more than to be adored. Well, you took me up where I don't think I could breathe. You pulled me apart and I know I set you free. There was no time, it stood still. Well, baby, you had me at my will. You laid me down. I think I spun you right around. I'm a girl that got so much more than just adored. That was so nice. I think that that was about a boy named Joe. Joe broke my heart. He was great. First guy that ever told me I was smart and I was done. Okay, do that. Take notes, Andrew.
Wait, you're saying the compliments were
Yep.
Things you rejected?
Or
it made you uncomfortable?
No, I quite liked it. I liked it because it had nothing to do with what I looked like. Yeah, he wasn't like, dude, you're hot.
He's like, I like your brain.
He said, you're so smart.
And he must have read a book or something.
You. I love you. I love you. Yeah.
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 Very cool.
Yep. Then Joe graduated and moved to Seattle, and I cried a lot. I know it's all.
And that was when you were still in San Francisco?
No, I was in Ames, Iowa, in school
Oh,
and in college. I moved to San Francisco after that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't last long.
Oh.
No. It was right after the .com folded, so there were no jobs
Oh.
for anybody. and everybody was used to making like a ton of money, and so it brought out like just the ugliest of the ugly, and I got screwed. So I ran back to Iowa and hung out for a little bit, and then I went to a music festival, a little festival called Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo.
The very first one.
What?
Yeah, I was there.
No way.
Yep, I was there. Met some cool people from Portland, Oregon, and I said, okay, I'll go there next. So I did that.
And how long were you in Portland, Oregon?
I was there for 4 or 5 years. Cool town.
What eventually brought you back to the North Woods here?
I moved back to the Midwest because my father got diagnosed with cancer and felt compelled to come back and kind of do the thing.
Good reason as any.
Yeah.
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I sold my house, loaded up my car, including my dog. I bought a pug named Gus in the Home Depot parking lot.
No way.
Yeah. He was the run too. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I had no business buying a dog, but I bought Gus. He lived to be 18, actually.
Jeez.
Longest relationship I've ever had.
Right.
I didn't take care of him at all. He just hung out. Like, he needed very little from me, so he survived quite well.
Yeah.
Tough as nails, man, that dog. Yeah. Portland was great. I ran a coffee shop, and I was a women's abortion counselor, a ballroom dance teacher, and a special ed teacher at school, elementary school by my house. So, yeah.
Are there certain things that you miss about life on the West Coast compared to life in the Midwest?
Oh my, Thai food.
Thai food.
Thai food would be my favorite. The ocean, obviously. My friends. The coffee. Yeah. That's the cool thing about Oregon is you can see every kind of landscape in one state. You can go from the desert to the rainforest to the snow-covered mountains to the cities to the coast in a day. I had no idea that that's where I was headed. Knew nothing about Oregon, but some cool people live there. So it's pretty neat. Yeah.
A little more variety than just lakes and farms and woods and.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll bet.
Yeah, Portland was still the place of hippies back then, and it made the transition from like hippie to hipster like right as I was leaving, which was interesting. Mostly the fashion manifested in the dudes. They went from like bell bottoms and dreads to like skinny jeans and like the swoop.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was gnarly.
These things are endearing, you know.
Right before my eyes. I was like, so that happened. Like you're doing this now. Nice zipper.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah. Yep.
Are there? Have you seen anything in the Midwest sort of like adapt or adopt any of those coastal
Boy. Coffee shops.
things, idioms, or
Coffee shops.
a little more widespread now than they were back then?
You know, like, I think the thing about the Midwest is, like, people are not trying to be, they're not trying to be as defined as I think that the coast is, you know, like, people here are just doing the thing.
It's a comfort zone.
You know, like,
it's like a...
You get up, you go to work, and you don't have to be defined by, like, some pseudo role or, you know, like, undercover superhero thing you got going on. Like, I'm this, but I'm really this. Shapeshifter, you know, like, you can just work at McDonald's, or you can just be the best carpenter in the area, or, you know, you can own a bug company, or you can be a graphic designer, or you can be a mom. But out there, it's like, well, I'm a mom, but really I'm writing a novel. Oh, okay. We're all writing a
Just
novel.
so you know, I'm still following my dream.
I'm still am, man.
I'm going to be an actress.
I'm all the time, every day.
Don't believe this.
All skitters, that is.
There's something else deeper.
Yes, this is, you know, you're only allowed to be, you know, I don't know. I think that, but I also think that becomes complacency too sometimes, you know, like the arts and growth and discomfort aren't as encouraged as much here as they are out there, you know, like you're weird if you are a musician and you don't,
Yeah,
and
you
don't
are.
have a real job. You know?
Sure,
I mean,
yeah.
we're fucking weird.
Weird,
but, I mean,
weirdos, yeah.
So I think it's, you know, the polarity in each place has its benefits, but they also have their negatives for sure.
And like the cost of living comes to mind.
Woo!
You know,
Yeah.
which is, for me, if I may interject,
Please.
that part of the equation has never made sense, right? You're going to go somewhere where it costs you more to live. You can't do what you want to do compared to living. Well, what's oh, is it right?
I mean, that's the rationale behind it, but it's cool, man.
You know, I mean, like when I was here in 2005, like, you know, that was my apartment.
Yeah.
And the coach house.
Me too.
You know,
Yeah.
the little studio apartment there. You know,
I can't believe that the fire.
it's such a tragedy.
Right? I lived in the one right below where the fire started.
Yeah. But that was the opportunity. You know, it was like under $300 a month
Right.
to live there.
Right.
And you could go out and you could play music 2 or 3 nights a week and pay your rent for the month.
Right.
And get your other bills squared away.
Right.
You know,
Don't forget about that.
why would I want to go be part of some rat race in a big city where it costs $1,200 a month to live?
Well, theoretically,
you know?
because you're going to get paid enough to compensate for the gap there. If you don't get financial
Oh,
loss,
theoretically.
that would
It's a theoretical.
That would be the technical version, the
Theoretical
economic version.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's work harder to live cooler.
Sure.
Or, you know, I don't know. I think it's all ridiculous at this point, though. The cost of living and the effort that it takes, and you know, if you can't afford eggs, get chickens. I don't even have time to take a shower. Now I gotta raise chickens to eat eggs. Like,
Just a few minutes a day.
Every step takes 27 more steps, and it's like people wear watches to count their freaking steps. Like so much, you know, like just.
What does that get us away from? The essence of being human, or is that just part of the human experience, you know?
I don't think it's part of the human experience at all. I think it's the antithesis of it. I think it's a distraction from being human at all. And I think that if they can keep you, I don't even know who they is, so don't ask, distracted enough, then the questions aren't there, and the creativity is not there, and the energy is not there, and control is easier. And but why this constant state of fear and the need to control? I don't know. Like, I have this whole philosophy about, I'm 45 and I have a pseudo toddler. I'm not having fun. I'm not supposed to be doing this at my age. I have to bend over all the time. Like the car seat is huge and the changing table is bent. So my conspiracy theory is this, that they're trying to make it harder and keep me uncomfortable so that I stay distracted and exhausted and miserable instead of like empowered and, you know, wrapping my arms around the next phase of my life, which is like the wise, dangerous maiden, right? I'm still looking for that one. But instead I'm too pissed because I'm fucking bending over all the time. Yeah. My back hurts. Everything hurts. And I think that it's, you know, if they can keep you distracted and angry or obsessed with, you know, this illness or that illness or the cost of this or the cost of that or the weather, then you're not, you know, thinking about deeper, bigger, broader, and why that is related to negativity all the time, I don't know, because it can be used for great kindness and goodness also. But apparently that's something to be feared as well.
Well, speaking of they and them,
and
those, it was like there was a balloon in the sky and it had to come down. But then in the same breath, next week there's a hot air balloon convention and everybody wants a ride. And I'm like, I'm not getting in a hot air balloon after we're shooting those things down. You know, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Here's the thing. I don't try to make a whole lot of sense anymore. Like, I've aborted the mission because if I do, like, I'm toast, man. Like, if I try to make like I try to make sense about like how to get like into my car from my kitchen because it takes like 7 trips, and so like it's dude, like how close is it? Who needs snow pants? Where are the boots? Who needs mittens? Who needs to eat? What if they decide they're hungry in the car? Do I have enough gas in my car? Probably not. Is my tire flat because I'm riding this line of like always? It's like in a minute now. Like, is it going to be so snowy that I can't see on the drive to school? Are we going to be late for school again? Like it's constant until like I don't really have time. But that sucks because it sucks. There's nothing nice to say about it. Any mom that says they're having fun right now with doing that stuff is lying.
Were you, as a child, given the note on your report card, like, makes good use of their time? Or were you like...
I don't know. I think that on my report card...
Because I know that I was a time waster. myself.
It's definitely escalated the older I get, I think, and then it's and now you shouldn't have opened that can of worms. Because I'm just gonna take it and run with it. It's a result of some pretty complicated PTSD, honestly.
Yeah.
And ADD and all the D's and the DISMs and the lack of control and being in a state of fear and fight or flight all the time. And your coping mechanisms become so toxic and so overpowering and so strong, but silly, like to most people. But to you, it's you can control it. You can make sure that you can A to B and the snow pants and the things. So then you're never gonna get hurt again if you can do those things. And I think a lot of people, women specifically, live like that. Not knowing that that's not normal. And we joke about it and we make fun of each other and we dumpster fire ourselves and hot mess mom and fucking whatever. When really it's just a lot of lack of acknowledgement. Like lack of people being okay with being uncomfortable with our discomfort or tragedy or whatever. You gotta be okay to get down on your knees and sit with them in the darkness, or you don't deserve the light. And I think women and mothers a lot, and I speak not as we're better or smarter or whatever, but that's all I know. That's all we know is do the damn thing, kids gotta eat. Well, you're the one that makes the food. It's the imbalance is there from day one. So it's nature and nurture and a whole bunch of racket in between. And, I'm not sure what you guys have to do no matter what.
Well, it's so obviously I'm not a mother.
No.
I'm and
But you're a great dad.
far from it.
And you got a beautiful son.
Thank you. My wife works remotely most of the time. There is occasions where she has to go to the office and go on location. Yeah. And those are the interesting days for me as a dad because there's no other thing to do other than step up and step into it, right? Yeah. Those are the mornings that Elton wakes up and runs out of the bedroom and says, Mom, 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 searches the entire house before knowing that she's gone and he's stuck with me. Mm-hmm. And then we can go about our day.
What is that like, the whole stuck with you feeling?
Well, I mean, it's usually pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I've got stuff that I've got to do, like he's gone to gigs before and, held onto my leg while I'm playing. And
I've sang lullabies to my child in the car seat while tattooing because I did get done in time and daycare was done. So there is that. It's
a totally different dichotomy there. But, but when Callie's around and I'll try to, I try to engage and it's just like, he's mama's boy. So, what does that even mean, right?
A little secret. It's not that fun to be the mama's boy mom sometimes.
Oh, I know. I know, right?
Yeah, it's all about the back. It's a mama, and you're just like, I love you.
Can I breathe, please? I need a moment.
Please let me go to the bathroom.
Gotta poop.
A pee! And you're like, so this is it. This is my life. Like, my choice is uppy on my lap while I'm going to the bathroom or getting yelled at. And so you just do the uppy, man. Who cares? Shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh.
Yeah. You do the things.
But it getting back to the weather balloon comment, and everything else. Some of it's the known and the unknown, right? And what we know kind of shapes our future in a way, like how we respond to things, how we react in certain scenarios, or how we carry ourselves, And so that's why people are getting in hot air balloons, because they know that people know that they're a hot air balloon, not a spy balloon, right? They're not going to get shot down, right?
Right.
But coming from a past riddled with trauma, and PTSD, we don't have to get into the ins and outs of that, but that, what I see from you in numerous situations is a certain, not that you want to be or whatever, but some type of anchoring strength or inspiration to other people to say, you know, it's almost like what Kelly Jackson sometimes says about like there's medicine in music, and you know we have strength in numbers, and the more we talk about our experiences or show our friends that we're there for them, you know, that's how we create community, and that's how we overcome, and that's how we move forward.
Yeah, I think that for me, I needed a reason to have. Yeah, I was raped at a young age. And I think I didn't remember it for a very long time, and then when I did, I didn't talk about it because I was scared that no one would believe me. And I didn't want to make anybody mad. And when I did choose to talk about it many, many, many years later, there were those that believed me, and there were those that didn't, and it was this just crazy. I mean, it was what I expected, but also disappointing still. But then there were the ones that were like, me too. Thank you. And I was like, I got attached to that, because if the me too and thank you makes it worth going through it, then that gives me a purpose. And when you need, it can't just be because, you know, like if you can take something terrible that happens to you and use it to help somebody else, then you're starting this cycle and circle of healing, and you're also going back into your own family traumas and healing the past as well. Like, if you can have a reason to live through the tragedy, then fucking sign me up, because who doesn't need that? I mean, it's the whole basis of religion and everything. Like, you need a purpose. And if the purpose of going through a tragedy and making it to the other side is so the next person maybe doesn't have to, or knows that they're not alone, or every time you share your story, somebody else is more comfortable sharing theirs, and they're not cutting themselves at night because that's the only time they can feel in control. You know, like, sharing your story is terrifying, and it shouldn't be. It's you're evaluating this filter that people are going to receive it through, and then you start to look at your own truth and what's true and what's not, when all you know is your truth. But time can change that, and fear can change that, and your perception of yourself can change that. And giving each other grace to say it, I think, is so important. You know, we've got necklaces in the lobby that have hangers in the charms that were made by my apprentice Deanna when Roe versus Wade got overturned. For obvious reasons, but we had a guy in here a couple weeks ago, and he was like, wow, like, you could see him just physically getting uncomfortable, and he's like, it's not like that really happens, right? And we were like, no, it happens. He's like, I'm grossed out, and I'm like, good, it should be, like, that's why they're there. And he was just freaked by it, but it was sitting there, you know, and like by the end of his time spent here, like, everybody had shared perspectives and stories, and across the room while tattoo machines are going, and, you know, shenanigans and whatever. But the growth just from a necklace, you know, like, I shared a story, and my client shared a story, and that other client's husband, who was uncomfortable, realized he doesn't have to be so uncomfortable. You know, like, he was given grace to sit there and be like, oh, that's disgusting, and nobody shanked him for it. You know, like,
nobody shoved a coat hanger up his butthole.
Like, you know, nobody.
We're not advocating that. We're not advocating
we're not
that.
advocating any of that. He you know, like, he was comfortable through his discomfort about abortion in a female-owned tattoo shop surrounded by a bunch of feminist women. And he could have just been called an asshole and kicked out. But he didn't. And, you know, why not?
Well, that's awesome, though, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because having those conversations and having people be uncomfortable for a little time to get through an understanding. It's not like he had to personally go through a traumatic experience himself.
Right, and so,
you know,
your comfort in the moment of shittiness can be protective to people. You know, it can be the thing that makes you step back and say, maybe that's not a good idea. Or, you know, like, God forbid some man hears a story about something that happened to me and has one too many and that really wants that hot girl. But he's like, man, I remember that time that crazy tattoo lady told this story about how it felt and how it affected her. Maybe I'm just going to step back. Or maybe they teach their son that. Or they teach their daughter, you know, to say, you're welcome instead of thank you more often. That maybe the cycle will break a little bit.
Yeah, we can hope.
We sure can. There's no place like home. Yeah. Although Florida sounds pretty nice.
Sing me a song, Meg.
I think this song. Well, since we're talking about dark and heavy shit, let's just do that, shall we? So this, yeah, I'll give you a little background on this one. We used to do this event in college called Take Back the Night, which was for date rape and for, you know, like handing out the whistles at the fountain and a bunch of women holding candles and sharing stories and things. And I wrote this song about my efforts to take back the night. Are you ready for me? Hey, leaving Andrew. Thank you. You walked into the bar and you sat right down. A ghost from my past had flown into town. Oh, no, just say no. No, 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 no. You gave me your sweet, seductive little smile, and then you slithered, Megan, I don't think I've seen you in a while. I look at you, you look at me back. I forgot my words. I was thinking about all kinds of nasty stuff and I forgot my words. You smile at me and you say things never change. I look up and mumble, oh hell yeah, I think it's strange. I'm still falling to the ground. I'm looking up at you and you're just looking around. No, 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 no. Just say no. No, 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 no. I said no. No, no, I said no. That was a bad one. But, yeah, thank you. Yeah. That was one of those where there's like 7 more verses that I can never remember, and that's okay with me. Want to hear the first song I ever wrote? Yeah. I had learned 4 chords, and I, right? Can you guess what they were?
D, C, G.
Oh, you're so smart.
What's the other one?
Maybe a little bit of A
E?
minor.
A minor?
E or A, you know, it didn't really matter at the time.
Was it Tom Petty he influenced you?
No. It was a sheet music with guitar tabs on it. I was like, I can do that. That only takes 3 fingers.
Scarborough Fair.
Right. I sat on my front porch in college and wrote this song, and I was like, oh my God, I've done it. I've done it. And I think it's the only song that I ever wrote where I conventionally followed like verse, chorus, like after that I was like just yeah, it makes it. You've tried to play along with me before. You're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, you know, it's not just you that suffers from that affliction.
Let's see. All it took for me to see my infatuation with love and you. Well, it was for me to simply be inside of the arms of someone new. And he left a note for me in my head. As I loudly slept, I slept next to him in my bed. And I think it read, you're amazing, I think you're beautiful and real. And I think I'm addicted to the way that you feel. But I know that, well, I guess shit's gonna get a little rough. My relationships, people tell me that they tend to be tough. Well, I hope you're strong enough to last. Well, I hope we can outwit my past. I'll be the one, I'll be sleeping next to you when you wake. I'll be dreaming about all the beautiful music I think we're gonna make. Baby, I think we can make it. That one was made up. I wanted a boy to like me. Nobody did, so I wrote about it thinking it would happen. I think we call that manifesting these days, right?
Absolutely.
I shall manifest the boyfriend of my dreams at 21. No, I ended up with a hockey player with missing tooth.
Oh, jeez. Did it help his whistling game?
Party trick. Oh, he was pretty and I didn't care he was dumb. I was like, you're cute. I'll do your homework. I totally did.
I'll be your homework.
Do you like anatomy class? Oh,
It's
man.
just science, right?
Yeah, operation.
Yeah. I'm really going to be a doctor someday. Look at you now, operating on people who come in.
Are you pre-med? Because I am. Exercise and sports science.
I wear a lot of gloves.
Oh. So many visuals for that one. Yep. Yeah. I did the whole hockey team's homework after that fiasco.
Did they get straight A's then?
Well, no, because then it was obvious that they were cheating. Because,
Oh.
you gotta keep it realistic.
See,
And if it was too good, it was not realistic. So, this little poet girl had to misspell some words and omit a comma or two.
just remember, it's not my own homework.
It's not really me.
Yeah.
I spell that word wrong.
I'm going to do this left-handed.
I should. Just raise the bar a little bit.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Rick Rubin? Did you hear about his new book that came out? He's been.
I live under a rock. You're in it, though.
Oh.
You can come inside the rock.
Yeah, all right. Well, it's very. I think it's supposed to be sort of like creativity simplified, or how to live a creative life. But.
Do you think it's weird they have to read a book about how to simplify creativity?
And is it just about his experience in that, or is it really sort of like a how-to? Is he drawing a roadmap for people, or is it?
Does it say for dummies?
No.
Dang it.
Anyway, I bring that up because I was listening to a lot of different podcasts that he was doing recently, and one thing that he mentioned in an episode that I heard was about advice. You know, and he's like, stop taking people's advice, right? That's them, that's their experience. That might not apply to you in such a way, you know, that it did for them.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, it's kind of profound, right? Because how often are we going through life looking for advice? You know, hey, I want to open a tattoo shop. What do I do?
I think I used to
You know,
look for advice a lot.
or if people come to you looking for advice, you know, and you're like, well, I still have to take in consideration, you know, the other things that are different, you know.
Yeah.
I think, you know, there's, you know, because I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet myself, his book or whatever. But it, in a way, it's very striking, you know, because here you've got a guy who was, you know, doing what he was doing when nobody else was doing it, and they just did it because that was what they were called to do. You know, he was called to do it, and he felt as though it was the right thing for him and the artist that he was working with and all that sort of stuff. It kind of gets back to that whole, like, encouraging people to, you know, hey, do you. I will do me, and hopefully they don't, you know, cause explosions or whatever, you know. Do you find...
I feel like there's a loaded question coming and I should lean in. Or I'm ready now.
Let me breathe first.
Let's do this. Are you going to make me cry, Oprah?
You get a tissue, and you get a tissue, and you get a tissue.
I was hoping you'd say car. That tissue's fine.
No, because it kind of goes to, what is that advice that you would offer to somebody who is aspiring to be more themselves?
Oh, man.
In a world that might say, don't do that. Don't say that. Don't cut your hair that way. Don't get that tattoo. Don't play that guitar. Don't blah, 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 you know? How do you overcome all those voices of...
You know, for me, I didn't necessarily worry about that stuff. Like, I just did... I got a Black Sheep Christmas ornament when I was 9.
You've been doing it for a long time.
You know, like...
I got stripes! I got stripes!
Clearly I wasn't, you know, I wasn't in the box then.
Yeah.
I think, gosh, you could ask the girls that work here what I would say, because I'm sure I squawk about shit like that all day long. I say do as I say, not as I've done a lot. I also say I'm not wrong all the time. I'm the knower of all things, and I'm not wrong. And then like a week later, they're like, God damn, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
I don't like being the knower of all things. Because I
It's a
would like
burden.
to be
It's
wrong.
it's a burden,
sometimes.
right?
It is.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And it's totally okay, because you can admit when you are. You're almost excited about it.
I love it, man. And I love it when I'm wrong for like, it'd be awesome. You know, like, what would I say to them? Shut up. Stop worrying about it. Honestly, that's probably what I was, if I was listening to them complain about something that the squawkety squawk, whatever, I would just tell them, shut up. I think people talk about their feelings. So here's my issue, one of them. It's become like a pandemic of sorts for generationally this new crop of youngsters to talk a lot about their feelings. So much so that I'm not sure they know how they feel. It's like it's just noisy, and there's no action to it at all. Like I know what it's like to have the kind of problem that you cannot fix. You can't do anything about it. If I'm listening to these kiddos talk about this problem and that problem, my God, they can change them all. How lucky. So I have a hard time. So yeah, I'd probably say shut up. But then I would, you know, redirect them in a way where they may or may not know it, and I'm not wrong. But I don't know. Does that sound right? Is that what I would do? But if it's, do I follow my dreams, or do I take this job, or do I marry this guy, or do I whatever? I often tell people to jump no matter what. And don't worry about the net, because it'll be there sometime. It'll be there before you hit the ground. It always is. And when you stand and worry about it too long, the net probably gets annoyed and goes and saves someone else, because it's got a job to do, Not a big plan. I can try to plan, and then my PTSD and the OCD and all the B's get in the way of my plans, and I'm late. So, I should just jump. Like, you should just come back there and grab me by the dirty dreadlock and be like, you're on. Yeah. I just said, fake tune my guitar.
Where's my hook? Where's my hook?
Put it up, plug it in. And it would have been on, we would have been on time.
Speaking of, I'm not so sure that there's a battery in that works.
Yeah, I know. It's been short out the whole time.
Okay.
But
it's all right. That's why we got a microphone. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. It's totally fine.
Extenuating things.
I had high hopes when I bought this. I was like, I'm going to do the things. I'm going to fill my cup. And I deserved the new guitar, because I had sold the guitar that I wrote all of my songs on. I sold it when I lived at the Coach House Apartments, because she was nice and fancy, and I was broke, and I needed diapers and rent money. And I felt bad, because she was just sitting in the corner, and she had more stories to tell, so I sold it. And I haven't had a guitar since, until about a month and a half ago. And man, did I beat myself up for buying this, and I'm still beating myself up for it, because damn it, I need diapers. Again. But I did it, and then it's this weird thing every day where I see the case, I'm like, I should practice. And then I change the diaper, or I go to work, but I carry the case with me, which is another thing I gotta carry, right? But it's filling my cup, but it's also hurting my back. And it's a metaphor of sorts, there's some people who are like, oh, you're gonna start gigging, and you're gonna play out, and you're gonna this, you're gonna that, you're doing the show, and you're throwing yourself a party, and I'm like, whoa! I'm just holding myself accountable to fill my cup, and the cup, I'm pissed at the cup until like right now. Now I'm okay with it, but getting here sucks, man. It sucks. This thing, like, I don't know this guitar at all yet. The strings are brand new. They won't stay in tune to save its life. I tattooed all day, so I have noisy machines in my ear. I can't hear anything. My hands are numb and tingling, so I can't really feel the strings that well. My battery's dead. But I would say jump anyway, god damn it. Because what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like, I'm gonna make an ass out of myself? I do that every day anyway. Like the gas station. Big deal. Who cares? It's at the end of the day, that's all you got. Like, when you're gone, you're gone. And your legacy will be what it'll be. But I tell you what, people will forget it mostly. And they're not going to remember if my battery worked. They'll remember, the weird thing I said, or that I didn't make any sense, or that one song that actually made sense was kind of cool. But my cup will have been full. And that's what matters. Hell, you might invite me to do this in another year, and I'll have the same battery on it. Or I will have a whole bunch of new songs.
Be like, I'm going to use my guitar to afford diapers.
It's been in the corner. No, there will be no more diapers in my life. Lord. Then no. Yeah. No. Nope. No, by then I hope to have, my goal is, boy, do I have a big old chunk of time to write about. And I kept saying I didn't want to pick a scab on a wound that needed stitches when I only had super glue. I don't care if I bleed out everywhere now. It's okay. So I think that's the take home for me. Like, yeah.
Sounds like incredible bravery.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You should play me.
Oh, what?
Would you grace my tattoo shop with a Scott Kirby song?
Oh, me?
Oh, come on. You do this for a living.
Oh,
please.
no.
Please.
I couldn't possibly. I couldn't
I
possibly
don't get
do
to
that.
go out and see
Oh, my goodness.
Right?
Oh, jeez. What would I even do? What do you want to hear?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh. Free bird. Will, be careful what you wish for, all right?
Freebird in it, the black chick you play whatever your heart desires. You can even play more than one song.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Well,
Huh? Oh, I thought you were talking about the weather. I was like, what? No, that would be me. More ice?
I shall grab my guitar.
Oh boy, you don't want to borrow this one, do you? Because it's not in tune to the batteries dead.
That's exactly
But
correct.
she pretty. She pretty. She's
Hello.
She's here. I only lost like 3 times.
Does anybody need a White Claw?
Oh. Do any white girls need white claws?
Wait, that was a yes?
I think that there were several. I don't know.
I'll just bring the box.
Voices. Just bring the box, honey. When in doubt, bring the box. When in doubt, bring the box.
There you go.
Oh my, thank you.
Indeed.
I mean, I could try to run over it. Drama. I know, that's okay. I'm totally fine with it. It's factual and funny. Oh no! It's right in front of the camera. Alex is shaking a white claw. She made a face right in the camera. That was really nice. Oh, that's great. Are you sweaty, McSweaty? I'm very sweaty. You're always sweaty. She's always sweaty, that one. I told her she needs some antiperspirant. I was like, you need antiperspirant. She's like, they make it? It's to help you stop sweat. She's like, can I put it everywhere? I'm like, you rub it all over yourself. I don't care. Just see what happens. Just nervous all the time. Why? Nervous. That's how you do it. No wonder. It's my battery. I'm up for adoption if you would like to.
So you're up for adoption?
Well, I'm an orphan, so open market. Anything's possible, right? Adult adoption. I shall see you.
Interesting.
That's a cute little mic.
You like it?
For your lapel.
It's a lapel. Buongiorno, lapelio.
I couldn't possibly cut my phones on.
Well, it's, because I'm not, it's not really set up for me to do this.
Do you want to switch seats?
No.
That would be quite easy.
No, that one's set up for pretty people. This one's,
That's so sweet.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
The talent. That's the talent
right.
seat.
The talker, that one. That's set up for the talker posing as a musician. It's totally fine.
Are we doing this one together?
I don't know what you're doing. But I'm sitting here, so we're in it together.
Okay.
If I ran, I'd knock stuff over for sure. Jump? Yeah. I don't mean literally jump.
What key do you like that one in?
I have no idea.
Well,
What?
let's try happy medium.
That sounds so chipper. Do you remember how we did this 10, 15 years ago?
No.
You sang it, and I just kind of pretended to.
There was wine
I
and
have a
whiskey.
video. I was too scared. I was like, oh, I couldn't do it.
Are we trading verses?
You're just doing the thing.
Oh, I'm just doing all of it?
I'll jump in when I feel like it.
There's so much work.
If I get carried away, you can feel free to back off. You take the lead, honey.
I'm gonna change keys then.
I hope you know what I'm gonna send you the video of 15 years.
Yeah.
The exact same thing happened.
No way.
You were like, and I was like,
it's your turn, right?
yeah. I did nothing.
It's my birthday. I don't have to sing.
I'm too scared.
Jeez.
I don't remember how.
Oh my goodness.
Same thing.
Oh
Except
well.
it's prettier. You're playing it prettier these days.
We'll preface it by just reminding the people on the live stream out there that it's not.
We're breaking the rules.
Breaking all the rules.
I wouldn't have said yes if I couldn't break some rules.
Yeah, right. Got the egg shaker. Who's got an egg shaker? Anybody got an egg shaker?
Good shake, Alex. That's probably wrong.
You got a fast car. I wanna take it to anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Storms here, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. Been looking at the convenience store. Man, let's save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border into the city. You and I can both get jobs. Trying to see what it means to be living. So my old man got a problem. He live with a bottle, that's the way it is. His body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like this. Mama went off and left him. She didn't want from life than he could give. Somebody gotta take care of him. So I quit school, that's what I did. You got a fast car. Said fast enough so we can fly away. We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. City lights laid out before us. Arms felt nice up around my shoulders. And I had a feeling that I belonged. And I had a feeling that I could be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. We could cruise and entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. Work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter. Buy a big house and live in the suburbs.
I've always wanted to live in the suburbs.
Oh, the burb life. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. City lights laid out before us. Arms felt nice up around my shoulders. Now I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling that I could be someone, be someone. With a feeling that I could be someone. You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all our bills. Stay out drinking late at the bar. See more your friends than you do of your kids. I always hope for better. But maybe together you and me would find it. Got no plans, ain't going nowhere. Take a fast car and keep on driving. Yeah. Keep on driving. got a fast car, so fast enough so you could fly away. You gotta make a decision, leave tonight or live and die this way. Leave tonight or live and die this way. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk. City lights laid out before us, the wrongs felt masked around my shoulders. And I had a feeling that I belonged. And I had a feeling that I could be someone, be someone. With a feeling that I could, oh, be someone. Well, that was fun. What a lovely audience you all are.
We did much better that time.
You know, not that all audiences are bad, but some of them don't clap so loudly. It's good to know when the song is over. That's
right?
also. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Then what?
You know what? I'm pretty satisfied after that.
Pretty stoked, yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, we can certainly wrap it up if you'd like to. We get you out of here before 10 p.m., huh?
All right, I gotta clean this.
Jeez, you're slacking off, huh?
I know, right? Call my boss.
Call your boss.
File a complaint.
Call you the boss.